So I've consulted over 50 D2C founders in my career so far, and the highest leverage activities, if I were to break it down revenue point to revenue point, is going from 0 to 50K a month in revenue. You're validating market fit, you're predominantly pushing one single product, and ultimately you're trying to make your product sticky. Because if you have people coming back and replenishing this said product, I mean, you could literally just double your revenue, which is go from 0 to 50K. And then if you have upsells, downsells, cross sells, and then that literally gets you to 100K a month. And then you're just increasing the AOV of that single customer. Or another process would be going from 0 to 50K. It's instead of like the founder paying out agencies and outsourcing everything, it's literally the founder doing everything in-house, creating the content, validating market fit, running the ads on one single channel, pushing one single product or one single SKU, and then you're limited because, I mean, if you're pushing one SKU, you can't have a no-brainer offer. It's very difficult to maintain, and ultimately you're barely breaking even. You might not even be making profit. But if you push like a subscription base, well, then you have LTV coming in based off somebody that needs to replenish that, right? Now, let's break it down to a graph, right? I love graphs, and everything's just simpler if I could display this on a graph. So on the x-axis here, it's pretty simplified. It's just the time it takes to reach escape velocity. On the y-axis, we have cumulative profits in millions. So within the first 12 months of a founder launching, right, it's limited customer discovery, unprofitable acquisition, high churn, and it's the founder doing everything themselves, running the ads, content, validating copy, and trying to scale. But once you have market fit, let's say you get to your first 50K a month, and then you get that consistently, and you're maybe barely tapping Facebook. Now, the next step or the next integration phase is, okay, you validate market fit, you have one product, one offer, one access channel, you're scaling, you're not relatively scaling, but you're bumping up the budgets. Maybe you go from 1K to now you're at maybe 2, 3K, 5K to even 10K a month in total ad spend. And then from there, you're also tapping in a bit into, you have organic traffic, right? This could be your following the Andrew Tate method, where you sign up a ton of content creators, they take your product, they're posting on multiple accounts, and then you're driving organic traffic to your site, and you have that organic traffic converting, right? It's very competitive. It's very difficult to start a brand now in 2023, especially if you have limited capital, you don't have the skill sets, and you lack market fit. But what I can tell you is, after getting through that gruesome 12 to 14 to even 18 month time period of validating market fit, having one product, one offer, learning the ropes, then that's where things start to get fun. Because in the 24th month mark, what separates a founder that is on track to exit and a brand or a founder that is still in the hamster wheel of trying to make their first profit is, okay, you validated one SKU, you've built up in the 12 to 18 months, you built up an existing customer base, you have the emails, you have the signups. Now, the easiest customer to sell to is someone who's just bought from your brand. And if you have another SKU in the pipeline to work with, then you can downsell or cross-sell your current existing base. Or if you have one single SKU, you just have more quantities of that SKU to push a high AOV bundle. For example, a brand like Huel. Huel sells a protein pack, and somebody who comes across your website, they can't buy just one single SKU of the protein pack. They have to buy two. So it's that kind of dynamic of, okay, you push a high AOV bundle on the front end with more quantities of your said product. If it's on a subscription model, that increases your LTV. And then that can literally double your revenue from going to 0 to 50K a month to now 50 to 100K a month. And then in that revenue mark, you have market fit. Now you're tapping, you're scaling up on Facebook. You have the creative flywheel system. You have creators posting organically, right? All of these moving parts. It's just a founder building in-house. And then the next step from them is, okay, how can you start to delegate majority of these tasks, right? If it's from the creative side and developing concepts, that founder would now look to hire a creative strategist, somebody who can develop concepts, work with these creators, funnel in new talent week over week. And ultimately, if you're strapped for cash, which majority of founders are if they're bootstrapped, you would ideally give these creators maybe a small setup fee and then just give them a straight affiliate deal on all the organic they have them create new accounts on TikTok, Instagram, and just start posting organically, even YouTube Shorts, right? And then you just have that organic traffic, you couple that with paid, you're scaling on Facebook, and then you might have maybe anywhere from 10, 15, 20K a month in ad spend. The main focus I would get to is, okay, how far can you scale without hitting entropy, right? Because I would much prefer spending majority of budget on one channel, get to 6 figures a month in ad spend, and then from there diversify into, let's say, Google, because Google goes hand in hand with Facebook. And then you have organic traffic. You're having a lot of people on the website going from 0 to 100K to now 100K to even 250K a month in revenue can literally just happen from one channel, and you're pushing heavily on organic. Now let's go a bit deeper. Now, what separates a founder at that stage? Let's say it's a 24-month mark. So the initial CAC might be a 3-to-1 ratio. Maybe your customer acquisition cost is within profit. You're pushing a high AOV bundle to reach that profit. And ultimately, the next step would be, okay, you're scaling pretty hard on a single channel. And then the next step from there is, okay, you're increasing AOV now with you've pushed a high AOV bundle on the front end, which is more quantity of the product you're selling. People who enter your ecosystem with an email, you upsell, downsell, or cross-sell them with a new SKU that you've pretty much just launched, and you've somewhat looked to validate on your existing customer base, right? It's so easy to validate a new product you launch with your existing customers. Why would you run another SKU and try to run paid traffic to it? You have no market fit. But you develop an idea of market fit when you push that to your existing base, and ultimately you're utilizing post-purchase surveys. Post-purchase surveys are the easiest hack to understand what existing products, or from your existing customer base, what products do they want to see from your brand and your business going into the next quarter, right? So it's having post-purchase surveys, maybe calling up your customers that bought from you and asking them questions, right? We want to learn from the market as much as possible, so that now when we launch a new SKU, it's already validated. We push that organically to a community or to our existing traffic or to our existing customers. They buy it. Now we have cash flow from that to now fund logistics to get a cheaper cost of goods with our manufacturers. And then from there, pretty much you have another hero product coupled with the new SKU you just launched. You have an increased AOV bundle. You push it on the front end with maybe the same access channel with the new campaign. You have like a buy 3 get 1 free. You have free shipping. You have 1-year warranty. You have even a couple of things of you're adding a small minor upsells apart from that. Now your customer acquisition cost goes from 5 to 1. So let's say in theory it costs you, maybe to be in profit, it costs you $20 to acquire a new customer, and you'd be at break even. Now, with the high AOV bundle at a retail price of $100 to $150, your break-even CPA can now be at like $78 or $60, depending on your gross margin. But you have more room to scale with. You have more room to grow with as CPMs fluctuate, as algorithms change. And you have a shit ton of cash flow on the front end. You're able to now upsell, downsell, cross-sell on the back end with more SKUs. And then you barely even tapped Google, right? You scaled up Meta. You're maybe at multiple 5-6 figures a month of ad spend. Now you retarget those users with Google, and you're scaling effectively. You go from maybe 0 to 100K to 250K a month in revenue to now you double that. You're at 500K a month to maybe your first 7 figures a month of revenue by following this approach, by following the steps it takes. And internally, what that looks like, if I pull up my screen here. So internally, what does that look like? So going from 0 to 50K is a founder doing everything themselves, building out product, talking to manufacturers, getting creatives, running ads to said creatives, working with content creators, getting them on affiliate basis, getting them set up organically to post, I would say, videos, concepts with your product to get into that organic traffic. And then after you've had consistency over a 3-month period, you have market fit. Then it's okay, you look to now increase the output on the creative side. Maybe you're running ads on Facebook. You know how to scale on Facebook. If you watch some of my content, you see our Facebook ad strategy is pretty simple to set up. But then from there, it's okay, how can you increase the creative output? How can you increase the budget on Facebook to scale? Which is you have a high AOV bundle with your current hero product. You might hire a creative strategist to come up with concepts who can also funnel in more content creators to work with on the ad side of things. You're using AI tech to tackle a bit of static images, animated GIFs to fuel your ad spend. And then from there, it's while you're doing that, you're validating market fit. You're at least getting stickiness to get your customers to buy back to fuel your brand's revenue. Apart from acquiring new customers and them only buying one time, you're pushing a high AOV bundle with more quantities. Now you're able to focus on the highest leverage activity, which is creative strategist, editor to edit the videos, put it all together. And then from there, you might look to delegate other sides of the business where you have maybe a organic manager to manage these, or you might even use a VA to handle the organic growth of your company and outsource that to manage the affiliate deals to funnel in content creators, right? And then that's pretty much it. You're a lean team. It's you, maybe 3 employees, a VA, creative strategist, and an editor, and that's your whole creative flywheel system. You're running ads on Facebook. Now you have another SKU. You're pushing that on the front end, high AOV bundles. You're working on. You might even hire, let's say, a CRM specialist, customer relationship management individual who can cold call your customers, ask them questions. You have post-purchase surveys. Your emails are dialed in, upsells, downsells, cross-sells. You're pushing another SKU on the front end. You have your high AOV bundle. Now you're scaling multiple 5-6 figures a month in ad spend, and then you're tapping Google, and you're scaling across multiple access channels. And then to go from like $1 million a month into multiple millions is being diversified across Meta, Google, and then TikTok last. High AOV bundles, upsells, downsells, cross-sells on the back end. You increase your customer ratio to go from like a 1-to-1 to now you're at like 5-to-1 or 8-to-1 multiple in ratio of like, okay, they spent this amount, but we know that they're going to spend, like, it might cost you, let's say $60 to acquire a brand new customer, but they're going to spend $150 to even maybe $200 plus in conversion value, right? So then you're getting your bang for your buck. So like, these are all the methods, the steps it takes to scale to, I would say, 7 figures a month in revenue. And the reason why I'm able to discuss a topic like this is because I've consulted over 50 founders to do that point. It's like literally the same protocol. It's the same step. It's what I just covered. And apart from that, you don't need to rely on agencies to scale your business. The reason for that is because if a founder can learn the media buying side of it and can understand the creative flywheel system, that founder alone can go from 0 to 100K to even 0 to 250K with a small boutique team, maybe a team of 3, to even grow and expand into a team of 5. And you have so much more control on your unit economics. You have so much more control on your gross margin. You're bootstrapped so that you're capital efficient. You're not paying 5, 10, 15K retainers a month on agency fees alone who don't even care about your business because they're outsourcing to a junior media buyer. And ultimately, when you expand and scale, you're just managing capital efficiency. Because to scale, to go from like a multiple 7-figure to even 8-figure brand, it's you want to have all the resources in-house. You might hire a full stack media buyer. You work with a growth consultant to oversee everything. You optimize your website, or you have a dedicated landing page, which you can outsource. That's pretty simple. But like the creative flywheel system, the media buying strategies is mainly what needs to be brought in-house. And then you have market fit with your products. You have existing customer base where you might have a CRM specialist who can manage the emails, can manage the messages, who can analyze post-purchase surveys, analyze your cohort of data of audiences of your best customers. You're making offers around that. It's a constant innovation step. But that's what I've seen when it comes to founders who really crush it in D2C. It's founders who take control of their marketing. It's founders who take control of their creative system. It's founders who bridge the gap for the organic side. And they're in the trenches grinding together with their team members to scale it up. Because once you have that system built in-house, it's like a flywheel effect. It constantly runs on the background. So then from there, the founder is capital efficient. Then they can, once the protocol is in place and the systems are there, everybody's running more fluid, the founder can focus on highest leverage activities, which would be, okay, what's the overall marketing strategy? What's the direction? Handling the operation side of it, or bringing somebody on as a partner to handle operations in regards to fulfillment, all that, new product design, new product development, offer strategies for every single quarter. for holidays. And it's what I've seen change is to run a 9-figure brand is being capital efficient is one, but also having a lean boutique team instead of having a team of like 25, 50 employees. The founders that crush it only have, let's say, a team of 6 or even a team of 10 at the max, and they're crushing it. So with that being said, those are like the roadblocks, the trials, tribulations. And ultimately what I do is simply help founders build in-house, build the same protocol I talked about, help them replicate their system so that they get their time back and they're capital efficient so they don't have to rely on agencies ever again for growth, and they bring their marketing in-house. So you can download my 30-page protocol below inside the description. And if you're interested or if you have any questions, feel free to message me back. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this valuable.